United States Secret Service is a team of law enforcement who are under the authority of the Department of Homeland Security. The Secret Service is tasked with following specific criminal investigations and maintaining the safety of the President, Vice President, and other national leaders' families. The Secret Service was first founded in 1865 after there were reports of nationwide money counterfeiting. Their job descriptions may have changed substantially since then, but members of the Secret Service are still considered to be some of the most important members of American society. The Secret Service is forced to keep dozens, maybe even hundreds of secrets from the public. Nearly all of this information is considered to be incredibly important to national security, so many safety measures are taken to ensure that this information is never leaked to the public. We will be discussing just a few of these supposed secrets, so be sure to stick around until the end to hear one of the most unbelievable bits of national secrecy the world has ever known. Number 1. The Secret Service employs thousands of agents, but only a handful of these agents are ever in direct contact with the president or his family. This division of the Secret Service is known as the Presidential Protection Division. According to a journalist who obtained inside information about these famous protectors, the division is very careful and meticulous about their approach to ensuring the president's safety. Each member of the team is medically trained in a field known as 10-minute medicine. These members are taught numerous medical procedures to ensure that if the president is harmed in any way, they can keep him alive for at least 10 minutes. This is vital because when the president and his team travel, they will never be more than 10 minutes from a trauma center. This is a national safety measure that is firmly enforced by the government. In most instances, an agent will be posted at the hospital and will be introduced to all of the operating room staff. In addition to this, members of the Secret Service will carry around several bags of the president's blood, so that if managed to lose blood as a result of an incident, Secret Service members can hook him up to an infusion line to hold him over until he can reach a hospital. Many of the modern Secret Service safety measures were either put into place or exemplified after an attack that took place on President Reagan back in the 1980s. An attempt was made to take the life of Reagan in 1981 after he was shot in the torso. After being shot, Reagan believed that he had only suffered a broken rib, but a member of Secret Service then noticed that while on the way back to the White House, Reagan began losing frothy blood from his mouth. The agent knew that this meant that the president had sustained a lung injury and was bleeding internally. The service member then rerouted the motorcade to the nearest hospital, and Reagan was forced to undergo many hours of intensive surgery to repair the damage that had been caused to his lung. He eventually did make a full recovery, thanking not only the doctors, but the fast-acting members of his Secret Service team. Number 2. When we are taught about the Secret Service as a child, we are informed that the members of the team follow the president everywhere. Literally everywhere. Now, many children will often ask if the president is allowed to use the bathroom alone, and the answer to that question is a resounding no. Members of the Secret Service will never allow the president to be alone under any circumstances. This includes visits to the doctor, private meetings with his wife, and yes, even trips to the restroom. Anytime the president is in the restroom, a member of the Secret Service will follow him with a loaded gun to protect him from anyone who may catch him off guard. A member of the Secret Service was recently interviewed and informed the audience that when President Reagan underwent prostate exams and colonoscopies, a member of the Secret Service was in the room watching to ensure that the doctor was not a threat. If the doctor is ever considered to be taking part in a risky business or becomes a danger to the president, the Secret Service member is authorized to euthanize the threat without warning. Number 3. When Secret Service members become aware of any potential threats against the president's life, they are authorized to investigate the individual and send them through the proper court systems. However, they are also authorized to simply warn the person or have them admitted to a mental institution for evaluation. A Secret Service insider and author, Tim Wood, went on the record and said that Secret Service members will question every aspect of the individual's life. They will begin interviewing friends, family, neighbors, and co-workers to determine if the threat was genuine or simply said out of anger or as a result of mental health problems. They continue their search until they get to the bottom of the issue and then will pass this information on to the proper authorities. In one instance, a threat was made against the president's life back in the 1980s. The White House was repeatedly getting calls from an individual who threatened the president. The Secret Service investigated the issue and found that the man was simply just an alcoholic who was acting out in a drunken rage. Number 4. Presidents and vice presidents are forced to accept the supervision of a Secret Service team while they are in office. That job is non-negotiable, and presidents are required to be surrounded by Secret Service personnel for the duration of their presidential term. After this, they have the option of switching to a private security team instead. On the flip side of this, the president has the authority to assign Secret Service members to anyone of their choosing. Back during the September attacks in 2001, President Bush is known to have assigned members of the Secret Service to certain staff members of the White House, having them escorted to safety. The president can also commission the Secret Service to watch over friends, family, or loved ones to ensure that they are safe. They can even be assigned to children and will wait outside of the child's classroom until the lesson is over. Then they will escort them to their next class or guard them as they head home for the day. An inside reporter says that this authority is fairly recent, but that it is very important that the president can send members of the team wherever he or she sees fit. Number 5. Now, we may think that police body cams are an invention of recent history. However, the Secret Service has been filming the president's every move since the 1960s. The infamous Zapruder film was taken back in 1963 on the day that President Kennedy lost his life. The entire event was captured on camera and is still used in Secret Service training to this day to help new staff members understand how quickly a simple situation can spin out of control. This technology is still implemented to this day and has helped catch numerous potential suspects over the years. Most recently, a member of an audience threw an object at Donald Trump. The Secret Service then reviewed the video footage and tracked down the individual so that he could be properly punished for attempting to assault the president. Without this video footage, the individual would have most likely gotten away with the crime and may even been inclined to attempt further assault in the future. Number 6. The Secret Service goes as far to watch the chefs that prepare the president's food every step of the way. Even though many of these chefs are White House employees, a Secret Service agent will watch every move that these chefs make to ensure that the food is not purposely tainted or poisoned in any way. Members of a specialized Navy chef team will even follow the president if he travels and will prepare food wherever he goes. Now, you may be wondering what the president does if he attends a special dinner or a restaurant meetup with other members of the government. According to inside sources, the president will rarely eat food that was prepared in a public kitchen. There's just no way for the Secret Service to keep a watchful eye on the chefs and ensure that the ingredients in the food are genuine, so they will simply order a meal and never eat it. However, there are numerous pictures of Donald Trump floating around the internet that show him eating McDonald's, KFC, etc. According to the Secret Service agents, the president can still order takeout meals, even full pizzas, but they will be ordered by an agent in disguise. The agent will pose as a regular citizen, order the meal for himself, then deliver it to the president. The chefs in the restaurant will never know that their order was meant for the president, so there will be no threat of it being poisoned. Number 7. Finally, it is a little-known fact that hotels hate when presidents visit their business. When the president travels, the Secret Service will be with him every inch of the way, ensuring that he is as safe as possible. If he attends a hotel, the hotel will be scouted out and planned for weeks. Hotel employees will be subject to background checks, and if any member of the staff has a criminal record, they may be asked to not come into work that day. Secret Service agents will rent out an entire floor above and below the president to ensure that no one comes close to him while he sleeps. They will often be forced to rent the entire hotel because Secret Service agents will station themselves in all of the elevators to make sure that no one gets onto the president's floor without their knowledge. An elevator repairman is also held on standby in the hotel so that if anything goes wrong in the elevator, it can be fixed immediately to eliminate any issues or changes to the president's schedule.
Get down! Secret Service, get down! Shots fired, agent down.
Copy that, break. Breckenridge to command, we need backup at the Allenwood Mall. There is an agent down.
Which of these secrets shocked you the most? Were you already aware of any of these secrets? Let us know in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to see more great videos like this one.